Max Verstappen saw off Charles Leclerc's challenge in Miami Grand Prix qualifying to claim his 7th successive F1 pole position. As had been the case in Friday's sprint qualifying, the top 10 struggled to find improvement in the final part of the session, but Verstappen had done enough with a time of a 1:27.2 and his first flying lap of Q3. Verstappen, whose World Championship lead grew to 27 points as he won the sprint earlier, extended his career best streak to move level with Senna and the all-time record of consecutive poles, while Verstappen is well placed to claim his 5th win in 6 races this season as he chases the 4th successive driver's title. The fact that Leclerc and Sainz beat the other Red Bull Perez showed that how good a job he did really, and how far Perez was off the pace. Lando Norris took his 5th in an upgraded McLaren ahead of teammate Oscar Piastri, and Mercedes showed George Russell and Lewis Hamilton 7th and 8th respectively. Haas's Nico Hülkenberg and RB's Yuki Tsunoda rounded out the top 10, with both Aston Martins knocked out in Q2, Alonso only managing 15th. Tsunoda's teammate Daniel Ricciardo was unable to build an impressive 4th in the sprint as he qualified 18th and will start last due to a 3-place grid penalty given to him following an incident in the Chinese Grand Prix a few weeks ago. Ferrari consistently strong qualifying pace, and the mystery of how much Norris could get out of his upgraded McLaren set up an interesting finish to qualifying. When Verstappen, who had gone fastest in the first runs in Q3, struggled with his second lap, the door opened for a Ferrari pole. However, the challenge of pushing hard and keeping tyres in the operating window proved too much for them to handle. Verstappen had been surprised with a scruffy lap earned him pole earlier, and he definitely said he improved the car a bit. I don't know what it is. Every single year we come here I find it extremely difficult to be consistent with the car over a lap. It's super hard to make sure the sector feels good, then sector 3 at the end of the lap. To make that happen together is incredibly tough. Again today it was about finding that balance. I think we did okay. It was the most enjoyable lap of my career because of how slippery it is, and you're not very confident on the lap, but a rear on pole, and that's the most important thing. He said Verstappen's historically dominant streak is showing no signs of slowing down, with his pole making him the first driver since Hamilton in 2015 to claim 7 in a row, and the first driver to top the opening 6 qualifying sessions of the season since Alain Prost in '93. The relatively moderate 3-second margin by which he beat Leclerc to victory in the sprint has given Ferrari hope of challenging in Saturday's full-length contest, but it remains to be seen what impact the setup changes will have. Leclerc made a decent recovery after missing most of the weekend following a sole practice session and a spin in that. It was very close until Q3 when we started to push for those last few tenths and started to lose the tyres a bit, he said. So today we lost a bit of the same. However, the race is long this morning in the sprint. We showed good pace out there, so I hope we can put Max under a bit more pressure. But yeah, McLaren surprised the paddock on Friday by revealing what Zach Brown admitted is basically a B car with a whole of new parts that have been added to it. The change appears to be working well when Norris topped SQ1 and 2, but the Brit then fell away in Q3, switching from medium to soft tyres. He wasn't able to recapture the timesheet topping on Saturday, and with the fact he was attempted his first run in Q3 on a medium rather than soft tyres, highlighting a failure to optimise the MCR 38's performance. We did better than yesterday in terms of managing the tyres, Norris said. We made some changes, but potentially just not in the right direction. I was a lot more confident yesterday than I was today, so just needs to review some things. Norris was also concerned that it may prevent him from challenging the top teams on Sunday, saying we made some good changes, and I wish we could go more back on those now, but obviously we can't. Mercedes were the other team to bring big upgrades for Miami, but their poor start to the season continued when they both failed to make SQ3, but on this occasion they managed to get into Q3. As they came to terms with what looks set to be another uncompetitive season, Hamilton's last campaign before joining Ferrari, Russell suggested the fundamental design of the car is not right, and obviously that's going to have a major blow for Mercedes as they look to progress this season. And before I go, let me run you through the final classification from the race. Verstappen getting from qualifying, Verstappen getting pole. Another really good drive from him. Ferrari looked like a challenging, but in the end just didn't quite have those last few tenths. Frustrating, but still in a good position for the race. Perez will be disappointed not to get ahead of Leclerc and Sainz. McLaren 5th and 6th, kind of a bit disappointing off the pace they showed on Friday, especially not to be a bit closer. And then Mercedes kind of in their rightful position. Hulkenberg and Senna again maximising whatever they can do to get into that top 10. Stroll, I think, in a way, not getting into Q3 will be disappointing, but he did far better than his teammates, so I think he'll be pleased with that. Gasly will be pleased to out-qualify Ocon, get the better of him. But I think Albon in the Williams as well. In 14th, I think he'll be relatively pleased with that. Just all of those cars didn't have the pace, and Alonso, pretty disappointing session, you'd have to admit. Then you got Bottas in 16th. Joe in 20th, yeah, the salvage just didn't really have the pace. I think Sargent did quite well to get into 17th, but obviously would have liked to get into Q2, but in the end just didn't really have the pace. And then Ricardo, Magnussen obviously, yeah, just so far off their teammates, but for Ricardo especially, after doing so well in that sprint, to have it completely chucked away like that in quali straight away, yeah, will definitely be frustrating for him, you have to say. So anyway guys, that's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share and subscribe. Follow us on our socials, link in the description below for daily F1 news, meme and content. Subscribe to our other channels on screen right now, that'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.